Aloha and welcome back. So we are going to check out a couple videos by Hard Lens Media. First, we're going to talk about Elizabeth Warren gives a word salad response about Joe Biden's being mentally sharp. But this just shows you how the Democrats are willing to lie to you, all of them.
So you know Elizabeth Warren, her? You know her, right? Warren, Elizabeth Warren, her? Well, Warren, what to say about Warren? What can we say about Elizabeth Warren? What can we say about her? Well, it's rather messed up and rather sad that we have a person like Warren, Elizabeth Warren, who is now, unfortunately, in a response clip, now has to address how she talked about Biden's mental fitness and, of course, changing the subject about Trump. So we did a segment about this earlier in the week, about Warren and about Biden's mental fitness. So let's go ahead and pull this up here and talk about it. Let's address it for everybody in the crowd, because I find it hilarious. Warren! Tell us again about Biden's mental fitness.
I said what I believe to be true.
And you think he was as sharp as you?
I said I had not.
You see a
Saw
little,
that pause. Say it again.
You?
the little pause, that was a little, she like laughed. That's crazy.
You think he was as sharp as you? You think he was as sharp as you?
She gonna laugh. But back then she said he
You think
was.
he was as sharp as you?
I actually had to pause. Rewind that just a little bit. I'm sorry, folks. That was funny.
crazy.
That was funny. I don't care who you are, because it's almost like, yeah, you got caught up in your lie. And how do you feel about lies here on this channel? I know.
All lies will be exposed.
As they
And this is your Democratic Party, right? Like AOC, even Bernie Sanders, all these people knew how demented or dementiated or however you would say the word Joe Biden is and was at the time. They all lied to you.
should be.
I said I had not seen decline.
You went on to say you hadn't seen decline at that point. Does that mean that you later did before the debate?
So, look, it's all clear. We saw what Joe Biden did at the debate, and it was really sad to see.
She didn't answer the question.
Sad to see. It was embarrassing. Even I.
But
had
she
one
straight didn't answer the
heartstring
question.
Cling just a little bit for just how embarrassing it was to see Joe Biden being displayed up there. Even Trump was making faces and looking surprised, like, "Hey, can you believe that they put this brain dead individual right next to me?" I mean, this is
Talking about we beat Medicare.
how little the Democrats really think of their voters.
Exactly.
Everybody knew that Joe Biden had some mental problems. Yeah, I'm willing to bet even good old Bernie Sanders and AOC herself had to have known it. It was the biggest secret.
And so the Democrats, what they're going to do is they're going to lie to you and try to get these people that they know are no good for you in. When the Green Party, we're trying to get you in, we're trying to get you to run. If you don't want to run, get somebody in your friend group to run, whatever. We want regular people in the party, regular people donating, regular people running, and giving regular people ideas to the government so the government can run for regular people. The Democratic Party, this is how they run. Even Elizabeth Warren, who's supposed to be one of the left-wing, progressive type people of the Democrats, she's still going to lie to you to get right-wing Joe Biden in, crime bill Joe Biden in, doesn't care about you Joe Biden in. Like, he even admit that he doesn't care about you and then went and pardoned his son for doing the stuff that he would put black fathers in jail for.
Secret out there that no one talked about because corporate media and the DNC formed a phalanx shield wall to make sure that no one would know about it. But Bernie, AOC, corporate media, the Vote Blue No Matter Who complex knew that Biden was not mentally fit. And we saw him stutter and stammer and fail miserably in his debate against Joe Biden. I'm not sorry, in the debate against Donald Trump. See, I got secondhand Joe Mencia right there. Again, firsthand the Biden effect. Losing my brain 24/7.
But I made clear what I had seen when I had met with him individually, when I'd seen him up speaking. But right now, we are in a moment where it's not about what happened last year or year before. We've got Donald Trump and Elon Musk.
It's not what happened last year, the year before, or 4 years ago, or 16 years ago, or 8 years ago. They've been lying to us the whole time, every time, and now it doesn't matter that we lied to you, and none of that matters. All that matters is that we got Donald Trump. When Hillary Clinton is a huge reason why we have Donald Trump. The Democrats helped Donald Trump get in with their Pied Piper strategy because they thought he was unserious and nobody would vote for Donald Trump over Hillary Clinton, and she would just stroll in. How'd that work out for you, Democrats? You are the reason, you and your lies. Elizabeth Warren, you people, all of you, you Democratic liars, are the reason that we have Donald Trump. And if you people, anybody keeps voting for the Democrats, any people, you're just voting for people that will get us more Donald Trumps. It's just, I don't understand why people keep doing the same thing when they say they want something different. There's a party that has the policies that are for people. Why not fill that party? You don't even have to change their policies. There's nothing you have to do but just go join that party. That's it. It's so simple. And then if you want, tell other people to join that party. And then once it gets as big as any other party or as the other two parties, we win.
Chainsawing their way through the Department of Education, trying to cut public education in this country, chainsawing their way through the Veterans Affairs
You don't think it could be part of
Department.
why Trump is in office? Maybe if voters felt like they didn't get a real.
They could have done universal health care so they wouldn't have to worry about the veterans thing, and then he could have passed a universal college thing and universal pre-K thing where at least state college was free and we had state pre-K also. Joe Biden or Obama. The Democrats have had power. Obama had a supermajority and could have passed and codified a lot of things. He could have codified Roe versus Wade into the Constitution. Barack Obama could have done a lot of things, and he didn't. I don't like voting for Democrats. What are they going to do for you? We're going to get crime bills. We're going to get health care that fines you. We're going to get infrastructure bills that are half-assed and not very good, that don't really do what they said that what they ran on. Like, we get nothing from the Democrats.
Real look from your party, or maybe the president could have dropped
I
out very
think
soon.
that the reason Donald Trump is in office is what he said. And that is, he promised over and over and over and over and over again that he would cut costs on day one. And here we are on day 100, and costs are higher for American families. Donald Trump has engaged.
Nancy Pelosi ran on universal health care in the 80s or 90s. The Democrats run on all kinds of promises that they don't do. I mean, Joe Biden. Donald Trump ran on cutting costs, but he ran on a lot of other stuff, and most of the other stuff he's doing, like deporting people and not letting people in and tariffs and stuff. He ran on all that stuff, right? And he's doing what he said. Like, you're not going to do 100% of what you said, and it is kind of impossible just to change the prices on day one unless you just start price fixing, which is not a capitalist American thing to do. So, I mean, most people knew that prices weren't going to change on day one.
Engaged in at least 100 acts of corruption. And economists are telling us
100 acts of corruption. How many acts of corruption Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, all these people, Miss I Can't Live Without Chocolate, Mama Bear out here? Like, the Democrats are just as corrupt as the Republicans. They're both ran by the same corporations.
our economy is sliding into recession, not because of a pandemic.
Not because of a pandemic, not because of a housing bubble, not because of the computer, whatever Y2K thing or whatever. There's always going to be a recession, a crisis every 4 to 7 years, every 4 to 12 years, sometimes, whatever it is. But that's so that the stock market can drop. All the people that don't have a lot of money panic, sell their homes, sell their stocks, sell whatever, and BlackRock can buy up all the homes. The rich people can buy up all the stocks. They do this all the time. Their net wealth goes down. Oh my gosh, Elon Musk lost half his net wealth in one day. 2 years later, he has triple what he had before. He doesn't give it. He doesn't care about that. Like, it doesn't matter to them when the stock market goes down. They just buy more stuff or more stocks because the stock market will eventually set records in the next 2 to 3 years, 4 years. It always does that. So it doesn't matter that there's going to be a recession under Donald Trump. There was a recession under Donald Trump, or Joe Biden and Donald Trump after COVID, right? And then there was a recession at the end of Bush, right before Obama, and then Obama helped bail out the banks and stuff during that recession. They all have recessions. That's what they do. It's like planned. It's part of capitalism.
Not because we've had these mortgages build up over years that were scamming people, but because one man took an economy that was on the rise and broke it all by himself.
Senator Lewis.
He did it twice
That's
too.
called a word salad that Warren just dropped on us, okay? That's called a word salad. That's a word salad that she just said. She didn't defend her actions in regards towards what she made a statement about Joe Biden.
Oh, she
That
didn't
is
answer the
one more
question.
time.
I said what I believe to be true.
And you think he was as sharp as you?
It's crazy that she would do that. She couldn't even hold it in.
And you think he was as sharp as you?
Man.
And you think he was as sharp as you?
I mean, that's just showing that they will straight lie to you.
And when confronted with that,
It was good.
nothing. I'm all for it because we've dealt with the jackboot of censorship. It's not fun. Time to ridicule Joe Biden and his administration. I'm all for it because we've dealt with the jackboot of censorship. It's not fun. And during those 4 years, it impacts all channels. Everybody has had to deal with the blowback of what happened under the 4 years of Biden. It wasn't pretty.
Do you think the reputation of the United States has gone down under your presidency?
No, I think it's gone way up, and I think we're a respected country again. We were laughed at all over the world. We had a president that couldn't walk up a flight of stairs, couldn't walk down a flight of stairs, couldn't walk across the stage without falling. We had a president that was grossly incompetent. You knew it, I knew it, and everybody knew it, but you guys didn't want to write it because you're fake news. All right.
He is so crazy.
Thank
And by the way, ABC is one of the worst.
That's pretty funny. I'm sorry, but that was
Just
actually
tell them
pretty
to their
funny.
face.
That was
All right, we're gonna go to another Hardlens video right now. But if you can't tell, Kit Cabello is on the left. He's a guy I watch all the time. If you're not subscribed to Hardlens Media, go to Hardlens Media and subscribe. I'm gonna link the videos in the description below if you want to watch the full videos. But we'll be right back with another Hardlens video about the Dems. Okay, since we know the Democratic Party lies, let's talk about fixing it. Hardlens Media, this is how it comes on. I skipped it last time. But yeah, go like, share, subscribe. Like, share,
all right.
subscribe
So
here.
David Hogg versus James Carville. Now look, I don't know if David Hogg is going to be the vice chair for the DNC anytime soon, because
Oh yeah, before we get too far, oh, we're already halfway through, but we're getting more comments and more subscribers. Thank you. I just want to say thank you for that. I love the comments. I love responding to the comments. It's fun to me. I like the interaction. So yeah, keep leaving comments and keep subscribing. Let's let them start over real quick.
James Carville. Now look, I don't know if David Hogg is going to be the vice chair for the DNC anytime soon, because when you start going after, the incumbents, the big party players, there's a reason why they're incumbents in the first place. It's because they're good at following the orders of not doing anything. I mean, that's how the Democrats operate. They do that all the time, every time, as we have seen. As we have seen.
And
So
they
let's
like
go
to
ahead
lie.
and play this up here. David Hogg versus James Carville. Right? So let's look at this. It's a wonderful argument. An argument for the whole family.
Let me be very specific. I think it is abominable that an official of a political party who is being paid or supported by that political party to go out and raise money to defeat members of the same party. I think that's a jackassery of the highest level.
James, can you tell me
if you want to beat Republicans, of which of course lefties never do, they never even run against them. That's one thing. I'm not into beating Democrats. I'm into beating Republicans.
James, I would say, first of all, I am not paid to be a vice chair. The vice chair role is not a paid role at all.
Okay.
It's a volunteer role. What I would also say to that is that I think it's possible for us to do two things at once.
I don't think other Democrats are the problem we have in the United States today. I think it's Republicans, and I think all of our efforts and all of our force should be going to elect Republicans.
James, I think
I can't make it any simpler than that.
there is a real
There you go. The establishment Democrats don't think they're the problem.
danger, though. You just talked about how those Medicaid cuts were terrible, obviously. Those were enabled by two of our members literally passing away, unfortunately. Right there, that is a real problem that we have to deal with.
Y'all always remind me that I'm close to the day, too. Every time you say something, you remind people, let me get this straight. You are still planning on raising money to primary other Democrats. That's what. That's your plan.
We're doing both, James.
Let me finish, and then you answer. You're going to raise $20 million to primary yet unspecified Democrats. I think that's an abomination.
Some of the money is going to be used to challenge Democrats that we feel like are failing to meet the moment. However, a lot of it is going to be used to spend money in critical state legislative races that are critical to breaking majorities and also in open primaries in those state legislative seats. It's not only going to challenge people that are Democrats, to be clear. There have been vice chairs previously who had done exactly what I'm doing now. They supported people in primaries while they were vice chairs of the DNC while they were out there. And part of the reason that is not a conflict of interest is because there isn't information that we have access to that could sway these elections in any serious way. What the DNC has rollover is specifically the presidential election. And in our bylaws, it does say you cannot be involved in the primary process. And I completely agree with that. Completely. I do not want to repeat a 2016 here. But the fact of the matter is, James, there have been vice chairs previously who have done very similar things.
I don't understand. You're not going to raise money to run against Democrats, or you are going to raise money to run against them.
How doesn't he understand? He's raising money and he's going to primary some Democrats, but some Republicans and some just open areas. Like that sounds like a pretty normal plan. Like if he was raising $20 million to just go at Democrats, I could see how you might be upset if you were a Democrat. Like, I don't care. But it's a pretty sensible sounding plan. He's just like, oh yeah, we raised a bunch of money. And it's probably more than 20 million now, but we raised a bunch of money and we're just going to primary people that we don't think should be there. And a few of them, some of them, a third of them or so might be Democrats. That seems like that should be normal. And they say steel sharpens steel, right? If the other Democrats are better, then who cares? Then they should be able to beat these people. But if these people beat them, then you still got a Democrat in office, James.
We're going to do that.
We're raising money.
We're going to do that.
Democrats.
That is
and
an abomination.
James, you have to understand the nuance here.
There's no nuance to it. It's just flat out wrong. It's flat out wrong. So use money that people can use to be.
Here's the deal, James. What is your plan to deal with?
So there you go. You got these Democrats who lie to you. You saw Elizabeth Warren laughing about it. And he's like, oh, you want to get some Democrats out? That's flat out wrong. How is that flat out wrong? If they're lying to us and they're not good, they're not doing the stuff that people want, not passing universal health care, not raising the minimum wage, not doing anything people want, why wouldn't you want to get them out?
Flat out wrong. So use money that people can use to be.
Here's the deal, James. What is your plan to deal with our James, what is your plan to deal with our abominable approval rating?
Win elections. Win elections. You see.
You can't win elections if you don't have a plan. And here's where I'm agreeing with David Hogg. Because, see, the Democrats don't have an identity, okay? The Democrats...
Right, yeah, that really wasn't a plan. Just win elections? Like, okay, what do you mean?
Don't have an identity. And in turn, by not having an identity, by not doing this... Jesus, these stupid Democrats. By not having an identity, you're not inspiring people to turn out and support you and vote for you and fight for your cause. If you lack the support, why are people going to follow you? If you lack the support, why are you not going to, change yourself and your identity? You can say win elections, but if you can't win elections, then guess what? It's a nightmare.
I mean, but they can win elections. Like Nancy Pelosi and them are good at bringing the money, winning elections, eating chocolate, lying to you. Elizabeth Warren lying to you. Bernie Sanders lying to AOC, lying to you. All of them lying, telling you that. Oh, Joe Biden, he's mentally good. He's sharp. He's as smart as I've ever seen. Morning Joe, all these liberal outlets and whatnot lying to you. They make their money. I mean, they win elections.
It's a nightmare because how are you going to prove people that you are a viable candidate? How are you going to prove to people that you're a viable party? Win elections. What are you going to win on? What are you fighting on? Democrats, when you had the supermajority in the House and Senate under Obama, there's so much you could have done, but you chose not to.
So much.
Against Republicans. Don't do. Let me finish, okay? Let me finish. You are my strategy. It is to win elections. It's not to win an election in Queens, okay, which you don't ever run against a Republican. It is to help Democrats win elections.
David, you've said a bunch of times that you don't want a repeat of 2016. Like, how do you see this moment as being a repeat of 2016?
No, I was saying that in the context specifically why I wouldn't be involved in the presidential primary. Because I agree that DNC officers, as members of the committee, that have oversight over the primary, over a ton of things related to the presidential campaign, should not be involved in the presidential primary. And that is in our bylaws in the first place. The point that I'm making is that if James is so upset about what I'm doing here, where was he when other vice chairs were doing very similar things being involved? If this is such a clear, James.
Name you one vice chair of the DNC in his entire history other than you, David. To be honest with you, and I never saw any of them publicly say it. Again, if I would have seen it, I would have said something. I promise you. This is not directed at you. It's directed at the general principle of an official of a political party spending time raising money to beat other members of that political party. That is.
But it's not just money to beat members of the same party. Like, if the Green Party gets strong, then it would be nice to have people that were running against us, other Green Party members running against us to keep us sharp, to keep us, and to keep new blood in. Like, I don't want to be in Congress forever. No one should want to be in Congress forever, right? Like, go spend a term or two, and then if another Green Party member did want to run, I would just probably back out. Like, after a term or two, like, all right, cool. Like, you got the same, morals, you're really on your principles. Like, okay, all right, cool. If you're doing the right thing, then okay, I'll go back to personal training and coaching and stuff. And now, I got my Senate retirement or whatever, House of Representatives retirement, and now I can pretty much coach for free and stuff, and just coach for real cheap, so people don't, like, I can coach people who can't really afford the high price coaching, but then I can let somebody else come into the Senate or House of Representatives or whatever, and they can get a couple terms in, another Green Party member can come, okay, you're good, all right, cool, I'll retire, and you get that retirement, and then you can do whatever your job is for a little bit cheaper, because you had this nice government retirement that Nancy Pelosi's been hogging this whole time. Like, she could have let 5 or maybe even 10 people come into office and retire off the time she's been in there. Like, that's just kind of selfish. Like, that would be a good plan for a lot of Americans. I mean, not a lot of Americans, but like, that should be one of the plans for people when they get into office. Help other people get into office and replace their seat. Like, you only need to be in office 1 or 2 terms, I think, to get the retirement, and then get out of office and give somebody else the retirement. If you need to get back in, then go run later again.
The only thing I would say, James, is in David's defense, like, I actually ran this whole idea of what David is doing by my father, who's a boomer, and he I said to him, what do you think about this? And like, in his mind, he was thinking, well, I think the Democratic Party needs to clear out. Like, they need to clean house.
Right.
And how else do you clean house? You can't force people.
You can clean house without having officials of the party raising money to beat other Democrats. Anybody can run for anything they want. Okay, that's not the question. The question specifically, as an official and as a fiduciary duty to the party that you represent, should you be raising money to run against people of that party? And again, this is not even an ethical close call to me.
But he's not specifically raising money to run against people of the party. See, he's really hard-headed here. Like, he's got some wax in his ears or something. So, or it's going in one ear and out the other, either way. But you see how the Democratic Party, the first part of the video, they're willing to lie to you. Just willing to totally lie to you to get your vote. And then this guy here, they don't want to change, and they don't want other Democrats to run against the Democrats that'll openly lie to you. So how does the party change? It's not going to work. We need to fill the party that is already wanting to do the things that you want us to do, or that we want them to do, or however you say it.
I can't. You run for what you want. All right. If they think that the problem is some older Democrat in a +2 district, I got news for you. That's not our problem. Our problem.
What about the fact that all these older Democrats are hanging on to their seats?
You can argue that all you want. I'm not arguing that. Okay. What I'm saying is, I'm saying one specific thing. Don't try to make this an argument into something else. Whether or not some incumbent that's been there 20 years should remain.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna stop here because you hear this guy yell and scream as much as you want. You got me agreeing with Dave Carville. I'm not Dave Carville. David Hogg. I watch maybe someday down the road, maybe David Hogg becomes the next Carville or something like that, in my opinion. Again, if you're with the Democrat Party, it's only a matter of time before you get corrupted.
Very likely,
Look what happened to the Justice Democrats' brand new Congress, Our Revolution, DSA, and anybody else that ran under their brands. They quickly decided to goose step and fall in line with the DNC establishment.
Exactly,
the Democrats don't have a brand. The Democrats don't have a plan. Okay? They don't have a brand.
They kind of have a brand. They're like the sheep herder. They take the left and bring them to the right. Their brand is kind of like a Fugazi. The Democrats' brand is Fugazi.
And they don't have a plan. They got nothing. It's nothing but laid out failures and nothing but epic disasters through and through throughout the entire test of time. And again, with the entire party being what they are, since they'd have nothing to offer, David Hogg is coming up with a rational solution that is getting rid of incumbents. As somebody who lives in a city where you have politicians being in power for 20 plus years, and that's a very real thing, from aldermanic politicians, mayors, to even House representatives, okay? Illinois, as a state, has had the longest serving House representative for years, and he only ended his tenure a couple of years ago. But that's something. We have dynastic politicians, okay? And the thing is, when you have the same person over and over again, the party becomes stagnant. No new ideas, no new challenges,
Right.
no new
Exactly.
opportunities. And by the lack of opportunities, you have a party that can get corrupted. Ever since Ronald Reagan got into office, my goodness, have both the Democrats and Republicans embraced Wall Street big banks. And the thing is, when the Democrats had a chance in 2008, and it was a real chance, a big window of opportunity to bring in real change, Obama said no. The Democrats had the House and Senate. They did nothing.
I keep saying the
And
same
even when
thing.
they did have the numbers,
Go ahead,
even
kid.
afterwards, still doing nothing. Oh, you got to vote harder. You got to vote harder. You have to vote harder. By not offering anything, Democrats, by not doing anything, Democrats, you're in this identity crisis. And so you have a couple attempts trying to reform the party. You have AOC and Bernie Sanders fight the oligarchy tour, which is nothing but a hopium copium tour. Oh wait, then you also have, how could I even forget? You have Cenk Uygur's Revolutionary or
Man.
Rebellion PAC, and then you have David Hogg.
Bunch of BS.
What I would say to David Hogg is, look, you're vice chair of the DNC. Congratulations. Wonderful attempt, but they're going to kick you out. You think they want you to change things or bring the ruckus?
Obviously
It's
not.
not how the party operates. And if you think it is, you haven't been paying attention.
Right, guys? Come on. So that's Hardlands Media. Kit Cabello. I watch him probably every day. Him and Sabby Sabs are two of the ones I watch the most. Go and go subscribe to their video or subscribe to their channels. Watch their channels. Watch my channel. Like, share, subscribe. Leave comments. Do all that stuff. So tell me, Democrats, you Democratic people who are on my channel leaving comments, keep leaving comments. Tell me why, when the Democrats will tell you that, I don't know if she told you that she lied to you, but I mean, she lied to you. You saw that little laugh, right? And then I've showed you Joe Biden telling you that he doesn't care about you. And then here, you got David Hogg trying to make a change, and the establishment saying, we don't want to change, this ain't how you do it. Tell me, why do you think the Democratic Party can do anything for us? I don't believe they can. Just convince me. I'm trying to convince you. But at least just give it a couple years. Try the Green Party just for the midterms. I mean, if we get Green Party people in instead of Democratic people, then it's still going to be better than Republicans, right? And the Green Party people will be better than Democrats too. But, come on. Like, we just need to keep trying. Come on. Keep coming back to across the spectrum.